video we take out our brand new Team Associated B6.2D to the track for the very first time.
Team Associated B6.2D coming up.
What's up guys, I'm Joe.
And I'm Amber, and we're the
RC Kiwis. On our channel we do everything from bashing, crawling, speedruns, unboxing reviews, and much more.
So if you're new here, consider subscribing. That way you won't miss out on any of our future RC adventures.
And today's adventure, of course, we've finally completed the Team Associated B6.2D. It's our very first RC kit, and it's like a adult Lego set. Well, you know, it's a more advanced Lego set than a regular one that you'll find at Toy World, but it was a lot of fun to do. Highly recommend doing it if you're stuck in quarantine or you're stuck at home, you can't get outside. Lots of fun. And it's our very first two-wheel drive as well. Now remember, we are amateurs, we are beginners, we are noobs, we are bots, we are not pros. If you want to watch a pro review of this RC or any other proness to do with RC, go check out Razor RC's channel. He does an awesome in-depth review of this buggy. Or there are many other channels out there that are more pro and more techie than we are. We're beginners, we're learning. We just, we want you guys to come along for the ride with us. And we thank you all very much for those that are viewing our videos, liking our videos, and subscribing.
I'll admit, I had nothing to do with this build, it was all Joe, so I will let him go ahead and show you what comes in the box and what bits and pieces he went with.
Yeah man, that soldering job was all me. All me. I've already had someone rip me out in my soldering job. Come on man, it was my first attempt, it's not too bad. Anyway, let's take a look at what comes in the box and what else you're gonna need to get this buggy up and running. So your kit will come in a box just like this one, either the 6.2D or it's gonna be just the regular 6.2 if you're on carpet. We're racing on dirt, which is why the D is there for dirt. If we go ahead and open the box, what you'll find is that I've already completed the build, of course, but it does come with 10 little bags like this one with your parts in it to put it together like your Lego set. It's really easy to do, guys. This is my first time doing it. I didn't come across too many issues. I'll tell you a couple I did later on, but anyway, what you are going to need to get this RC up and running is the electrics, of course, and your wheels. So this does not come with wheels or tires or any electrics. So what I went with was basically what's on the box, what's in the pictures that I could see online. I went with the Reedy stuff. So here we've got a 17.5 turn Reedy brushless motor. I've heard that this is really high quality, this brand, so that's why I went ahead and went with it. For the ESC, went ahead with the Reedy Black Box 1000Z Plus Pro. It was easy to set up and get things working. And for the servo, I also went with the Reedy servo. You'll see that in a minute. And of course, the instruction manual, probably one of the only instruction manuals I've properly had to read through my RCs. I mean, you should always be doing that anyway, right? But this one has really simple, easy to follow instructions, step by step. It even tells you what bag to open. And it also has a guide. So you can see if there's so many little screws and bearings and washers that comes with this, so you can actually put your screw up against this guide and it'll tell you exactly, I know it's not focusing properly, it'll tell you exactly what screw it is because this is all to scale. So that's really helpful for the build. If you flick through to the very end, it's going to give you some tuning tips. I highly recommend reading through all of this before you even start the build. And this also gives you an idea of what pinion you're going to need, because you do also need to order a pinion. So there's a table there, see if I can focus it. And depending on your motor, so we went with the 17.5, so the pinion size I went with was the 29, and the spur, which is included in the box, was a 72 tooth spur. And at the very back, you've also got your part numbers, and at the very, very back, you've also got how to set up your complete kit and keep track of how you did it. So this here will give you a guide on how the kit, or how it would be set up from factory, basically, and that's exactly how I set this one up for. And later on we may tune it up as we get better and better and more accustomed to this RC at the racetrack. Now for the wheels and tires, I recommend that you check out your local racetrack and talk to some of the pros there and ask them what wheels they recommend. That's exactly what I did, and so then I just bought them off him. I know that I've got Proline tires on just some white rims. And of course, if they're not already glued together, you're gonna need to get some tire glue, maybe some tire rubber bands that helps keep the tire in place on the rim while it's gluing and drying. You're gonna wanna buy some Loctite, but all the oils that you need for your shocks, for example, are included in the box. And of course, you're also gonna need to go ahead and get yourself a remote. So we went ahead and got the Flysco Noble MB4, really nice remote, good quality, nice weight to it, made out of metal, good for right-handed people and left-handed people. And I don't know what kind of people are those, but I'm a right-handed, so that's how I race it. Colored display and really easy to set up and get going. And then I got the receiver that comes in the box with this, put that in the buggy. I'm gonna put a link in the description below where you can go ahead and pick yourselves up one of these. It's a relatively good price. It's kind of the best value remote from what I've been reading online as well. Now, of course, you're gonna need to get yourself a good set of tools. So I've gone ahead and gone with MIP. Got everything from the 3mm all the way down to the 1.5mm hex size. And I also got both the rounded ends and the straight edge ends, I guess. You're gonna need some good quality scissors. So these are curved ones, which makes it a little bit easier to cut around the body. I also have some straight ones as well. And this here is what I highly recommend you invest in, especially if you're a beginner at soldering like myself. This piece of equipment honestly saved me so many burns and so much time when soldering the bits and pieces together in this RC. It's got clips, which is great if you don't want to burn your fingers off. It's going to help keep your wires in place while you're soldering things together. It's got a stand at the back there, which is awesome for just placing your solder there while you're getting things adjusted and getting things ready. It's got a magnifying glass for if you're blind, so that's fantastic. And it's got some trays and little drawers in there as well for putting stuff in, I guess. If you want to paint it yourself like we did, you want to go ahead and get yourself some good quality paint. So I've got this Tamiya color. This is just the white one. We've got many different colors. And this is the important part. Make sure it's PS1 on the top there. This paint won't rub off. You paint the underside of your body. Now, if you were to paint the top of your body or use a different, I think there's different letters and different type of paint, it's going to rub off really easily. This is the one you want. Make sure you get PS1. And if you want to go the easy way, go pay someone to do a good paint job for you, or you can play around and see if you can do your best. So here's a couple of things to watch out for. There's a couple of mistakes that I made. Hey, remember guys, I never claimed to be pro. I am a noob. But anyway, this particular bolt here, the Diff thrust bolt, when tightening that up, I actually snapped the bolt. I snapped it right in half, so I did have to order another one. So just be careful not to over tighten this bolt, and it does tell you a little bit about how to tighten it up. This little picture here shows as you tighten it, this little piece of plastic is going to be up against the cup there, right up against it. But in actual reality, it doesn't have to be up against it. That's what I thought it did, but no, that does not have to be flush with that, because when I got mine flush, the bolt snapped. So just keep that in mind, be careful. That is the part number in case you want to get a backup one, 6573. And the second amateur mistake I made, can you guess what it was? I was just too pumped up. It was arms day, man. See that tiny little screw there, that tiny mini little itty bitty screw? Well, yep, you guessed it. Don't over tighten it because you will snap it. And that's exactly what I did. So I did end up having to order a new one in. So this is the part number in case you want a backup. It comes with these little screws. Where is it? I ordered this not for the hexes actually, for these little screws. I couldn't find any other than in this packet. So there it is there. Just be careful, man. Don't over tighten things, especially throughout the instruction manual. You're gonna see these little exclamation marks. Make sure you read them and follow those instructions. And another thing I forgot to mention, it doesn't come with a fan, so if you want to keep things nice and cool, make sure you go ahead and get yourself a fan that's going to fit this buggy. Ask when you're at the hobby shop. I'm sure they'll help sort you out with a fan. And, oh, of course, a battery. Battery is not included, man. You got to get yourself a nice 2-cell LiPo battery for this beast. Now, I'm sure I've missed some things that you need to get this started. I'm sure I have. So if I have, or if you have any other recommendations to make your job easier at doing your very first kit build, make sure you put it down in the comments below and help out our RC Kiwis community. Anyway, that's enough talking. I know you guys are just dying to see how I've set this up and painted it. This is my first paint job, my first solder job. Go easy on me, man. Let's check it out.
across the country to Lally Warehouse.
Halfway across the world, it feels like it. Anyway, let's get on out. Just arrived at Lally Warehouse, super excited to get this beast out on the road, out on the racetrack. One thing that the pro pointed out to me as we arrived, I showed him this car, is that I got the tires at the back, the treads around the wrong way, so we're gonna go ahead and switch them around and then get this out on the track. Have our Fly Sky Noble NB4 remote, really loving this one. We've got it set up with our Armour Typhon 6S and our buggy. Look at that, really good, feels really nice quality. And we did do a first look video on this one, so if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out afterwards, and we'll put a link in the description below where you can read up more info on this remote control. Well, the time has finally come where we get to take out our kit, Team Associated B6.2D. Super excited to see how it runs, and it's our first two-wheel drive. Should be a lot of fun. Anyway, I built it, which means I'm on the controls first. Am's gonna be down here recording, try to get some cool angles for you guys, so let's just jump straight into it. Now remember guys, I'm a beginner. We're both beginners. There's a couple of pros out here showing us how it's done. But let's see how we go. Two-wheel drive. And we are, this thing's a little nimble-y RC. And it's got some speed, it's got some acceleration. And it's got some I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this. We're gonna try later on to see if we can get some good times with this thing. But this is our first run, man. This is literally my first ever go with this around the track. I mean, I drove it around in our apartment, but does that count? I don't think so. Oh. Skinned out a little bit. I do feel it's a little bit harder to control than a four-wheel drive. But it's just going to take time to get used to it. And we did set this up, like I said before, we set this up completely by the book, just the kit, just the kit version. Because of course we don't know exactly how we want to set up for this track because we're new. And here's the pros coming up. About to, can you believe, oh no, there's a little spin out. Can you believe I have not, first crash. This is a lot of fun guys. So I'm telling you, if you're stuck in quarantine and you want something to do, get yourself a kit. And for us, we were like, man, we should get ourselves an actual proper kit to take to the racetrack, and one day maybe compete in a beginner race. That would be a whole bunch of fun. And this could be the one to do it. Ooh. See, this two-wheel drive 10 scale is a lot smaller than theirs. There's a racetrack in New Zealand that we're going to be taking this to as well. Hopefully soon, once we can start traveling again. That'll be a whole bunch of fun. I will clear that jump. I will clear that jump the next time I'll try. So we're used to just hitting ramps and going in a straight line with speed runs or just having a bit of fun racing each other, but we've never actually had a two-wheel drive, which does definitely require a lot more control, a lot more concentration, which is probably why I'm not talking as much. I managed a little bit of full throttle there at the end. It'll be interesting to see what the top speed of this is. Ah, damn. Here we go, come on, can we do it? No, no. Why does it keep skidding out of the back? Is that just because it's two-wheel drive and because of a novice driver like myself? Oh no! Ooh, This is, ooh, I'm surprised I haven't crashed yet. Oh, I haven't flipped over, I should say. Not so, oh my god, that is embarrassing. Oh, there we go. There's a pretty decent crash. There we go. Can I maintain the lead? For how long? For how long can I maintain the lead here? It's quiet. This is probably one of our quietest RCs we have. I'm sure Amber's dying to have a turn. I'm just trying to get a good lap here for you guys. Here we go. Can I get a good lap this time? I'm not using much brake. Maybe I should be using my brake a bit more. Yes, that was a good jump. Yes, finally. Ah, oh, skidded it out though. Alright, come around for this one here. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is a bit of a better lap for me. We're gonna have to definitely do some time trials and time our laps and see if we can improve our lap time by much. In fact, maybe we do time one of our laps and then we can have something to compare to in the future. I'll get Amber to time my next lap. Still warming it up here. Still getting a feel for it. This is our most expensive RC on the channel. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to come around and we're going to time my next lap. This is the lap. This is the first official try at a good lap with this RC. So we can have something to compare to in the future. Alright, give me a countdown, Amber. 3, 2, 1, and off I go. Still haven't trimmed it, man. It does feel like it's pulling a little bit to the right, but that's all right. I'm gonna concentrate here, so. Ah, oh, damn it. Oh no! Can you believe that I've not flipped this RC over? I mean, how stable is that? And time. All right, so that will be my official first run lap time, and we're gonna see if I can improve over the weeks and months to come as we bring this out to the track and practice. I mean, just look at it. Take a good look at our very first logo painted on the car. Our RC Kiwis 2WD Buggy, super fun. Anyway, Amber's on the controls now, and she's just gonna have a bit of practice. This is her very first time ever on the controls, and she's just gonna race around and get a feel for it, because it is a lot harder. It's a lot different to what we're used to. And then she'll go for her official lap time, and we'll see, and we'll compare times when we get home. Go for it.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, this feels really light in a way. I'm not sure if it's the remote or if it's the actual car. But it's very easy to control. And I'm pretty proud of Joe, because he's put a lot of time and a lot of effort into making this. And I'm sure he's going to show a close-up of that body, but he did such a good job. Alright, I think I could beat his best lap time. Feels very light, but it's so small you can sometimes not see it.
There's no reverse.
Alright. Oh! Okay, I get what you mean. It's very easy to spin out. I'm overthinking it now. I did really well the first lap. Woo. That's a nice week.
Oh, she's doing very well.
And as Joe said, it is our first two-wheel drive.
She's doing better than me.
So maybe that's why I think it feels a little different. Definitely very easy to spin out on this wee guy. I'm really liking it, actually. It's my first time driving a two-wheel drive. I think. Oh no!
Here it is. There it is,
you
guys.
didn't even do that.
Flip upside down. And look at that. How cool is that cover? Oh, on the bottom there.
Well, there's a first for everything. Try jump it. Yeah, this is our first Team Associated car as well. We're getting quite a collection now. All right, you ready to lose?
All right, you ready for your lap time? Your official lap?
I'm so ready. I feel pretty ready.
You actually did pretty well.
I know,
like,
I'm surprised.
Very well. Like, I think you did better than me. Oh, Amber, this is going to be her very first official lap time with our kit two-wheel drive buggy. And see how well she did. You might do better than me. I think you will. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm going to take it
and off she goes on her first
slow,
official
I think, because slow and steady does win the race. I'm going to show Joe what's up, and I'm going to show him how to drive the car he actually built. That'd be pretty funny, wouldn't it? Oh no.
She's doing very well.
Not doing too bad.
Oh no.
Ah, I can't see! And I can barely move my forehead. Oh no! I was doing so good. Okay. You go full power in time.
You'll still be pretty close to me. You'll still be pretty close to me because
I know.
I also had a couple of skid outs there.
I felt like I was doing so good until you walked in front of it. I couldn't see it.
Oh well, we'll go home, check the footage and see what your time was. Remember, it wasn't a competition today for us. It's more competing against our future selves. Yeah. See how much we can improve on this awesome looking buggy. And hey, give us a thumbs up if you love the look of this RC. Alright, what was your first impressions of the RC Kiwis RC?
I love it. I think you've done such a good job, especially with the paintwork.
I don't know, it's not bad. It's my first go, guys. First ever paint job. I know it's not the best, but it's got that RC Kiwis logo on it. We're gonna have to eventually come out with some stickers or something, right?
Yeah,
one day.
But I do really notice the difference between the two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. This is my first time driving a two-wheel drive, and it feels a whole lot lighter in a way. I think that's the word that I'd use to describe it. But I really like it. Yeah. I really, really like it. Yeah, and you've done a very good job.
Thanks. Well, yes, no, it's very stable. That's what I noticed. Very stable platform, nice low center of gravity. I only flipped once the whole time, which is very unusual for us. And yeah, both Amber and I are very first time on a two-wheel drive, and I noticed, for me anyway, I was skidding out a lot. I was probably I need to do some more practice. It's our very first time, remember guys, on the track with this RC. So of course, after a few more weeks of practice, I'm sure we'll get a little bit better, and we're going to find out in a future video. We're going to compare our times against one another. Anyway, really good fun, really fun building it, and then actually having it out on the track, knowing that you made it, all the components that you picked and you put it together. It's fun, and there's a lot of adjustments to be made. We're not doing a full review of this RC by any means. If you want to see a full review, go check out Razor RC's channel. He's done a full review on this exact RC, a very good in-depth one. So if you want to check that out, or on the A-Main Hobbies YouTube channel, they also go on about upgrades and things you can do to it. We're not techies with RC, we're not experts by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. We're just beginners, we're amateurs, playing with a kit for the first time, having a bunch of fun, and now we're about to go head-to-head in a race, and that's going to be in our next video. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so that miss when we go this up against our Traxxas Slash for a bit of fun. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. If you didn't, smash it anyway. Make sure you're staying safe out there on your RC adventures. We're the RC Kiwis, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
And this is where the beat goes down.